Did Alexander the Great deserve his title, or was it simply a result of great propaganda? This question has puzzled historians and scholars for over 2 millennia. Alexander the Great, a name that resonates with legendary status and awe, remains an enigma in the annals of history. His life, achievements, and the controversy surrounding his legacy continue to captivate the world. Born into the royal court of Macedonia, Alexander ascended to power and achieved the unimaginable. His empire spanned 3 continents, a feat unparalleled at the time. His military strategies are studied in war colleges even today. His ambition, his drive, and his vision of a united world under his rule have left indelible marks on the pages of history. Yet, the man behind the legend is shrouded in mystery. Was he truly the great leader, the military genius that history portrays him as? Or was he a megalomaniac, drunk on power and conquest? These contrasting views have led to ongoing debates, making Alexander a figure of intrigue and fascination. The era of Alexander was a time of tremendous change. The world was transitioning from the classical age to Hellenistic period, a time of great cultural exchange and intellectual growth. Alexander's conquests played a significant role in this cultural metamorphosis, spreading Greek ideas and culture far and wide. This era, often referred to as the Alexandrian Age, further cements his legendary status. Alexander's life is a tale of courage, ambition, and the relentless pursuit of glory. His military expeditions changed the course of history. His vision of a united world was ahead of its time, and his death, still a mystery, adds to the enigma of his persona. To truly understand Alexander, we must journey back to the beginning, to his early life. We must delve into his formative years, his upbringing, the influences that shaped his character, and the events that led him to embark on one of the greatest conquests in history. Only then can we hope to unravel the enigma of Alexander the Great. What sparks the flame of greatness? In Alexander's case, it was a royal upbringing and a famous tutor. Born in the summer of 356 BC, Alexander was the son of King Philip II of Macedonia, a man of ambition and conquest who laid the groundwork for his son's future exploits. Alexander's mother, Queen Olympias, was a woman of fierce independence and spirituality who nurtured his curiosity and ambition. But it was his father's decision to hire Aristotle, the renowned philosopher, as Alexander's personal tutor that truly shaped the young prince's destiny. For 3 years, from the age of 13, Alexander was steeped in a comprehensive curriculum that ranged from philosophy and politics to science and arts. Aristotle's teachings not only sharpened Alexander's intellect but also instilled in him a deep appreciation for Greek culture and thought. Under Aristotle's tutelage, Alexander learned the art of leadership, the intricacies of strategy, and the importance of cultural understanding. He developed a voracious appetite for knowledge, an attribute that would serve him well in his future conquests. His education didn't just stop at books, though. Alexander was trained in the arts of war, learning to ride, fight, and command from a young age. As a teenager, Alexander showed signs of his future military genius. At just 16, while his father was away on a campaign, Alexander was left in charge of Macedonia. He seized this opportunity to quell a Thracian rebellion, showcasing his strategic acumen and leadership skills. His father's sudden assassination in 336 BC thrust Alexander into the spotlight at a tender age of 20. But his upbringing, education, and early experiences had prepared him for this moment. With his father's death, a young Alexander ascended to the throne, marking the start of an unprecedented reign. A throne is just a seat until it's held by a true king. Alexander was more than ready to prove his worth. Alexander's first real test as a leader came in the form of the Greek city-states. Despite their shared culture and language, these city-states had been at odds for centuries, each carving out its own sphere of influence. But Alexander had a vision of unity, a dream where all Greeks could stand together. Through a combination of military might and diplomatic finesse, he achieved what none before him could: the unification of the Greek city-states under one banner. But the young king was far from satisfied. His gaze turned eastward, to the vast and wealthy Persian Empire. Despite being vastly outnumbered, Alexander led his troops into battle, his strategic genius shining through. Time and time again, he outmaneuvered the Persian forces, eventually toppling the mighty empire. The world watched in awe as the young king from Macedonia emerged as the new ruler of Asia Minor. Yet, Alexander's thirst for conquest was still not quenched. His eyes were set on the lands beyond the known world, on the exotic realms of India. Braving monsoons, dense jungles, and fierce warriors, Alexander's forces pressed on. His campaign in India was his most challenging but also his most rewarding. It added a new dimension to his empire, bringing in a wealth of knowledge, culture, and resources. Alexander's journey was one of ambition and daring. It was a testament to his indomitable will and his belief in his divine destiny. He was a conqueror, yes, but also a visionary, a leader who dared to dream big and had the courage to turn those dreams into reality. But even the greatest of journeys must come to an end. For Alexander, this end was abrupt and shrouded in mystery. Every life, however great, concludes with death. But Alexander's death left more questions than answers. In the sweltering heat of Babylon, in the summer of 323 BC, Alexander the Great, the unstoppable force that had conquered lands from Greece to Egypt, from Persia to India, met his untimely end at the tender age of 32. The circumstances of his death have been a source of mystery and speculation for millennia. The most widely accepted account is that after a night of heavy drinking, he fell ill and succumbed to a fever that lasted 10 days. But, was it really a fever that stole away one of history's most brilliant military strategists? Speculations abound. Some suggest poison, a common tool of political intrigue in those times. Others propose that he might have contracted malaria or typhoid, diseases prevalent in ancient Babylon. Then there are theories of an unhealed wound from an old battle, turning fatal. The truth remains shrouded in the mists of time. Regardless of the cause, the impact of his death was immediate and profound. The empire that Alexander had built was vast, stretching from Greece to Egypt, from Persia to India, but it was also fragile, held together by the sheer force of his personality. Without a clear successor, the empire plunged into chaos. His generals, the Diadochi, each vied for power, tearing the empire apart in a series of wars that lasted for decades. The world that Alexander had united was once again divided. His dream of a united world, a fusion of cultures and peoples under one banner, seemed to die with him. Yet, even in death, Alexander's influence was indelible. His conquests spread Greek culture far and wide, laying the groundwork for the Hellenistic period, an era of Greek dominance in the arts, science, and philosophy. The cities he founded, especially Alexandria in Egypt, became centers of learning and culture. Death may have claimed Alexander, but his legacy was far from over. His name, his deeds, his vision, they all lived on, continuing to shape the world long after his mysterious demise. What does it mean to leave a legacy? For Alexander, it meant changing the course of history. Alexander the Great, a name synonymous with conquest and cultural diffusion, left an indelible mark on the world. His reign, although short-lived, brought about monumental changes that continue to resonate through the annals of history. The most significant impact of Alexander's rule was the spread of Hellenization. As he conquered vast territories, he introduced Greek language, arts, and philosophy to the lands he ruled. This cultural exchange shaped the intellectual landscape of the ancient world, fostering a blend of Greek and Eastern traditions that would thrive for centuries to come. This fusion, known as Hellenistic culture, would serve as the bedrock for many advancements in science, philosophy, and arts. But Alexander's legacy extended beyond the realm of culture. He revolutionized the way warfare was conducted. His strategies, from the use of the phalanx to his masterful handling of cavalry, have been studied and emulated by military leaders throughout history. His tactics, characterized by swift and decisive action, forever altered the face of battlefields. It's not just his military tactics that left a lasting impact. His vision of a cosmopolitan empire where people of diverse cultures and traditions coexisted was ahead of his time. He sought to create a world united under one banner, a vision that has inspired countless leaders in the millennia since his death. Yet Alexander's legacy is not without controversy. His relentless pursuit of power and glory led to countless deaths and the destruction of entire cities. His rule, while transformative, was also marked by a trail of bloodshed and devastation. His life, much like his legacy, was a complex tapestry of brilliance and brutality. Alexander the Great, a legendary figure whose life still captivates us over 2 millennia later. A man of contradictions, a man of war, a man of wisdom, an enigma that continues to fascinate us. The question lingers, was he truly great? That, dear viewers, is for you to decide.